Hi, this is Zach here with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Friday, the 8th of December. Starting off with the S&P, which is still trying to get through that 4,600 resistance line projection there from August 2022. High yesterday, 45.90, so a brave attempt. Recent support towards the 45.50 level. We're counting or relying on that holding for the near term, but if we did get below that, then 45 to 45.20, the probable support area. Next up, we go into the stocks and return of AquaBounty, which has been quite a frequent flyer here. It's still edging towards the top of that falling trend channel from back in August. The line there around $4.10. Above that, we're looking for a new target there as high as $6.70 by the end of next month. Next up, a stock which is rather rare on this particular US chart breaker sequence. Here we've got Altisource, and you can see that after the shares gapped down massively back in August, they've gapped up well in December. That's a bear trap island reversal, can be a very strong signal, and given that resistance on the way down in September was $4.50, we're looking for the shares to remain above that and head up towards the top of the broadening triangle base there from September, as high as $7.20 by the end of this month. But the key here, holding $4.50. Conduit is a stock I covered quite recently. It's back again, which is good news. The second attempt at breaking to the upside. The top of that rising trend channel base from the end of September at $7. That's the target for the end of next month, while we hold above the 50-day moving average around $2.50. Another stock which has been featured here quite strongly and frequently is Chanson International, and just as well, really, because it's hit the third of our targets. The first one was around $4.50, the second one $5.80, and the third one, the upper parallel line there of the original target up to the $8 area. The longer we stay above $8, the greater the chance of a final, I presume it will be a final move to the upside, as high as $11.50 perhaps by the end of this month. But obviously, if we break back below $8, it's probably going to be back down towards the old range, capped at $6. Next up is a stock which is looking interesting in terms of the potential for a turnaround. We've got a broadening triangle base here. We're above the 50-day moving average at $1.80. Above that for Fitell, rather. We're looking for the top of the triangle as high as $3.30 by the end of next month. But that 50-day line, a decent staking post, one could say, for potential move to the upside. Moving along to a stock which is looking decent at the moment, GSI Technology, and what's interesting here is we've got that sort of curving up of the 50-day moving average. Initial target here around $3.40, which should be hit relatively soon. If you're a fan of the shares and looking for greater glories, then it could be actually as much as the upper parallel of that triangle, as high as $5 by the end of next month. That rising 50-day line looking like a powerful charting feature. Next up is a less high-profile situation, and here we can see that it's G1 Therapeutics looking for the shares to make further ground to the upside. Resistance on the way down around $2.90. Above that, looking for as much as $5.50 by the end of this month. 50-day line rising well, and that bodes well for an ongoing turnaround for the shares. Next up, new name. And we've got Inogen here, and here, rising trend channel base, top of the channel there towards $8. We're looking for that by the end of next month, especially while we remain above the now rising 50-day moving average at $5.20. A stock which was one of the summer's big movers, but then faded out a bit, is coming up next, Jinn Medical. Here we've got that U-shape that we had after the summer rally, and the decline in terms of the U, and then actually rising as quick as it did back in September. We've got a rising trend, or rising bull flag breakout, so the breakout there through $27. Also hit a recent target that we had there at $28, or resistance line above $28, looking for up to $42 by the end of next month. That sell-off there, bear trap sell-off, should actually cause the shares to power ahead quite powerfully, as they already are. Another new name coming up, which is Kewaunee Scientific, and here a second massive gap to the upside. One was in September, the second one obviously this month, and we're looking for a rather long-dated resistance line projection target. That one from the end of 2021, that's heading towards $29. We're looking for that by the end of this month, while we remain above yesterday's support area and the old resistance from 2022 around $21. On to the last three, and the first one is Regis Corporation, where we've got a broadening trend channel, or triangle rather, base here. The top of that triangle up to $16. We're looking for that as soon as the end of next month, especially while we remain above recent support, this week's support around the $7 area. Turnaround back by bullish divergence, which gives us more confidence. If you are more cautious, you wait for the 50-day line now at $10.20 to break before targeting up to $16. Moving along to Satellogic, and here a nice broadening triangle base, and the 50-day line now powering the move higher. Resistance on the way down was around $1.70, and that's now new support. Looking for $3.15 well before the end of this month, and perhaps even more than that. Finishing off with a stock which was featured here earlier in the week, solid Biosciences, and it's done rather well with that rising 50-day line and breaking above the resistance line there from back in the start of the year, around $4.30 above that. We're looking for a fresh target as high as $8.80 by the end of this month, so moving very well there. That's it for me today. More updates at the beginning of the new week.